Imagine working your entire life earning millions only to end up broke, in debt, or even bankrupt. Sounds impossible, right? Yet history is full of people who made fortunes and lost it all. Why? Because they didn't understand one simple thing: the difference between an asset and a liability. In this video, we're diving into chapters 3 and 4 of Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad, Poor Dad. You'll learn why financial literacy is the foundation of wealth, and how the rich secretly mind their own business, while the poor and middle class stay stuck in the rat race. Stay tuned, because the mindset shift in these chapters can change the way you see money forever. Welcome back to the channel where we break down the most powerful lessons from finance and business books, so you can grow wealth and freedom faster. Today we're covering why making more money isn't the solution to financial problems. The single most important rule to becoming rich. Why your home may not be the asset you think it is. And the surprising business lesson from McDonald's founder Ray Kroc. This is part of our Rich Dad, Poor Dad series, so make sure you check out the earlier videos if you haven't already. Now let's dive right in. Robert begins by sharing two very different life choices. His friend Mike took over Rich Dad's business empire. Robert and his wife Kim chose early retirement. Not because they stopped working, but because they had enough assets to keep growing their wealth automatically. And that's the key word here: assets. When people ask Robert, "How do I get rich? Where do I start?" he doesn't point them to a secret stock tip or a get-rich-quick scheme. His answer is always the same: learn financial literacy. To explain why, he tells a sobering story. In 1923, some of the wealthiest businessmen in America met in Chicago. They controlled steel, energy, banking, and even the stock exchange. Fast forward 25 years, and most of them died broke, bankrupt, in prison, or by suicide. What happened? They made money, but they couldn't keep it. They lacked financial intelligence. Key lesson: it's not how much money you make, it's how much you keep, how long you keep it, and how hard it works for you. We've all heard stories of lottery winners who go from rags to riches, and back to rags again. Or professional athletes earning millions in their 20s only to be broke by their 30s. Money without financial literacy disappears fast. So what exactly is financial literacy? For Rich Dad, it boiled down to one powerful rule. Rule #1. You must know the difference between an asset and a liability. And buy assets. Sounds simple, but this single distinction separates the rich from everyone else. Assets put money into your pocket. Liabilities take money out of your pocket. Most people think their house is an asset, but if it constantly drains money through mortgages, taxes, and repairs, it's a liability. Most people think more income will solve their problems. But higher salaries often just mean higher expenses. Bigger houses, nicer cars, more debt. That's how the middle class gets stuck in the rat race. Rich Dad taught this lesson to Robert and Mike using simple drawings, cash flow patterns. For the poor, money comes in and immediately goes out as expenses. For the middle class, income goes to liabilities like mortgages and credit cards. For the wealthy, money flows from assets, like real estate, stocks, or businesses, which keep generating more income. Takeaway: financial struggles don't come from low income. They come from poor financial literacy. The rich build assets. The poor and middle class build liabilities they think are assets. Here's a question for you. Do you think your home is an asset or a liability? Comment below with your take. Rich Dad often warned, money only makes obvious our flaws. If you're bad at managing money, more money just magnifies the problem. Think about it. Someone who spends recklessly will only spend faster after a pay raise. Someone who avoids responsibility will only create bigger problems when they inherit money. That's why Rich Dad emphasized what the Japanese call the power of the mirror: self-knowledge. Before chasing wealth, you must ask yourself, does this make sense? Am I following the crowd or making decisions that build true assets? Most people are trapped by fear. Fear of standing out, fear of ridicule, fear of risk. That fear makes them cling to safe advice. Get a good job, buy a house, save money, diversify, play it safe. But often that safe path is exactly what keeps them in financial struggle. Takeaway: don't just follow the crowd. Look in the mirror. Question what you've been taught about money. Now we move into chapter 4. And another major lesson: mind your own business. In 1974, McDonald's founder Ray Kroc spoke to a group of MBA students. He asked, "What business am I in?" Everyone laughed. Of course he was in the hamburger business. But Ray shook his head. "I'm not in the hamburger business. I'm in the real estate business. That's the secret." While franchises sold burgers, McDonald's empire was built on owning the land underneath every location. Today, McDonald's is one of the largest real estate owners in the world. Lesson: don't confuse your profession with your business. Your profession may give you income, but your business is your asset column. Most people spend their whole lives working for others. They work for their employer, they work for the government through taxes, they work for the bank, paying mortgages and debt, and at the end, they have little to show for it. Rich Dad's advice: keep your day job but mind your own business. Build your asset column. Buy real estate, stocks, intellectual property. Things that generate income whether you're working or not. This is why the rich buy luxuries last, not first. They let assets pay for cars, houses, and vacations. The poor and middle class buy luxuries with debt, and end up resenting them when the bills pile up. Takeaway: your job pays the bills. Your assets build your wealth. Always mind your own business. What would you start building today if you truly focused on your own business? Your asset column, real estate, stocks, a side business? Drop your answer in the comments. So let's bring the lessons together. Financial literacy means knowing the difference between an asset and a liability. Build assets, minimize liabilities. Don't follow the crowd blindly. Use the mirror. Question whether the financial advice you follow actually makes sense. Mind your own business. Don't rely only on a paycheck. Build an asset column that grows whether you work or not. Wealth isn't measured by net worth or the size of your paycheck. It's measured by how long you could survive if you stopped working today, how much your assets can cover your expenses. That's true financial freedom. To recap, the rich aren't rich because they make more money. They're rich because they keep money, grow it, and make it work for them. Rule #1, buy assets. Avoid liabilities. And rule #2, mind your own business. Build your asset column, not just someone else's. In the next chapters, Kiyosaki shares more lessons about taxes, corporations, and how the rich use systems to stay ahead. So make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss it. Now I'd love to hear from you. If you could add one new asset to your life this year, what would it be? Real estate, stocks, maybe a business idea? Let me know in the comments. And if you found this video valuable, hit that like button, share it with someone who needs a mindset shift, and I'll see you in the next video.